Hello everybody, my name is Ostentatious24 and welcome back to another Bond Mega Primal episode. This time we'll talk about the next part of the Kanto starters since I wasted time. I made good time, it's just it ended up being a lot longer and I talked a little too much. Anyways, moving on. I'm not going to waste time getting into descriptions. Go watch the OAT episode or the Flygon episode if you want to know more about this stuff. We're just gonna move right into this, jump right into it, so that we don't waste time. But yes, the last episode I covered my starters and Venusaur and Blastoise. Charizard was going to be included, but it ended up being too long. Maybe I split that in half. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Not editing it yet. But anyways, I decided to group Charizard with Hydreigon. Two of my favorite Pokemon. Two of my top fives, at the very least. And yeah, like I said in that one, I know people are sick of Charizard, but I wanted to still give even though I'm a Charizard fan, even Charizard fans are sick of Charizard. However, I still wanted to give Charizard a bond form and make it the definitive ultimate Charizard form. And I'm going to give Blastoise and Venusaur fans more love in the future with different forms. This is it for Charizard, nothing else. And various other starters getting other forms. Johto starters, I've got bond forms, I got mega forms, primals, all sorts of stuff planned for them. Johto fans don't get any. That's me. I mean, Typhlosion's not my favorite, but it was my first starter, so I do have a lot of love for the boy. And Feraligator's my favorite water starter, one of my favorite water types in general, besides Suicune. It might be my favorite water. But poor Johto fans. Poor Johto fans. They never get any love. Or when they do, it's kind of blah. Like, I like Hisui and Typhlosion, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's not a mega form. It doesn't strengthen my existing Typhlosion Volcano. That's just his ancestor. That's a completely different Typhlosion. But yes, anyways, yes. If you want to know more about that information, go watch the last one. Sorry if you're a Charizard fan and you don't want to watch the icky Blastoise and Venusaur video, but I talk more about that there. Let's just jump right into it. Jumping into the deep end. No wasting time. Alright, so to kick things off, Bond Charizard. I basically combined Mega Charizard X and Y, but I made it slightly different. I didn't want to consider it a Mega form because Megas in general are already the concept of having a strong bond with your Pokemon. That's how they gain access to Mega Evolution, besides game mechanics and needing the Keystone and then the Mega Stone for their respective things. However, with Bond Charizard, a lot of Bond Pokemon, it's like they have even stronger friendship, familial bonds or stuff. Like a lot of Pokemon probably look up to their trainers as parental figures, right? And various other, depending on especially if you hatched it from an egg. But so there's a stronger, deeper bond. It's than just than Mega Evolution. But at the same time, for Charizard, I do feel like giving it a bond form does tap into kind of both of its Mega aspects. So I wanted to give it the power of Mega Charizard X, but the control of Charizard Y, because you know the Mega descriptions. Not all of them are bad. Like, I believe Ampharos has a good Mega Dex. Venusaur might have an okay one. Or no. Does it? I can't remember. Charizard doesn't have a bad one in X or Y Mega Dex entries, but it still feels like Mega Charizard X has that just raw power, and like maybe it's hard for Charizard to control it at the very least, because Dragon typing getting added, while Charizard Y has the control and mastery over the wind and fire. Bond Charizard, maybe it's not as strong as Charizard X, maybe it doesn't have as much control of its power and overwhelming power as Y, but it's a perfect balance of both. It has the power of X and the control of Y in a perfect balance. It's able to control it, which is why I made two different forms with red flames and then the blue flames. So when it's sent out into battle, it has the red flames, but when it gets serious, it amps up the juice, the flames in it to blue. Because for those that don't know, blue is one of the blue is the hottest color of fire you can have. Maybe, at least in terms of the sun, it's blue is hotter is the hottest, and then it's white, and then it's orange, yellow, and then red is when it's close to when a star is close to death. I believe fire works the same way roughly. So yes, it's able to like I said, it has the control, which is why it starts out with red flames. It's calm, it's tempered, and it's this way outside of battle too. Probably it's calm, collected. It's not rampaging or anything. But when it's in battle, it amps up. It juices itself up, and it ignites its flames and makes them even hotter. And the flames turn to blue on its tail, in its mouth. Even its eyes change color to, or no, its eyes stay the same color. Okay, I did keep them the same color. Its tongue is accidentally blued because it changed with the eyes. That's fine. It's silly, but fine. And then here's some shiny iterations. I didn't know what I wanted. Initially, I started with the gold one, from left to right, top to bottom. That's kind of the order I made them in. I started with gold because I thought it'd be cool, but I didn't want to get rid of the black coloration like Mega Charizard X switches to a gross teal color. There's some teals I like, but that's just not a good one, especially for a Charizard. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's just it's not as cool as the black coloration. But at the same time, you want them to be distinguished and stand out from the base, right? So I went with a gold and black combo, and then it's got like a silvery white flames. So maybe it's not as strong in that respect as a Bond Charizard, a normal Bond Charizard, but I don't know. You could get into the whatever kind of lore you want there. Oh god, this one's got green flames. Oh no. Or there's green coloration, which I just think it looked cool, but I don't know if it suit Charizard for a shiny. And then there's a monochrome one. It's white and black. It's got the white flames. Black flames would be cool, but that's not a real color for fire. Alright, let's hop over to its abilities now, and these new weathers I made. Air Current is a new weather condition, which basically turns Tailwind into a weather kind of thing. It's a flying type of water. It's like mixing Tailwind with Rayquaza, with Mega Rayquaza's ability, but it also neuters it so it's not as strong as Mega Rayquaza's, right? So it boosts flying type damage, and Tailwind lasts 5 turns. It's like mixing them, but also keeping it weaker than Mega Rayquaza. While flying, electric and sound moves deal more damage and higher accuracy. I don't know if I should do that, because all the weathers they affect multiple types, which is why it's a little difficult to do. Versus terrains, they only affect one type. Electric terrain only affects electric types, etc., etc. Versus rain affects water types. In terms of stat boosting, it affects water types, but then it also boosts accuracy for thunder and hurricane up to 100. Sandstorm doesn't increase damage, but steel, ground, rock types don't take damage from sandstorm, and they get boosted accuracy. All three, or is it just rock and ground? I can't remember. And then same with hail, but with ice types, or snow with ice types. Sun affects not just fire types, but it also increases the accuracy, maybe? For sure, it reduces the cooldown for Solar Beam and Solar Blade. I can't remember if it boosts accuracy or not, too. I don't think it boosts power. And then there's another weather. I can't remember it. But anyways, you get the idea. So I didn't know if I should make it affect other typings to the same degree or not. But at the very least, flying type would get boosted damage in sand. And it blows away some other rain conditions. It could blow away rain or fog, right? Only weather type that can be stacked. Just because Tailwind can be stacked. Otherwise, I wouldn't. And that's probably the only extension to it, right? It's not going to boost the damage. It's not going to add multipliers to the power outage of flying type moves. Just the speed increase, like Tailwind. And then air to air is a combination of air current and sun. And I wanted to leave it at that because that just sounds broken as is. But at the same time, I feel like I should have just tweaked it a little bit. And yes, is this the first time I show a combined weather? It might be. Might be the first time I talk about combined weather effects. Excuse me. Which, yes, that's now a thing if you didn't know. And, in my fan game at least. And there are a lot of them. I won't spoil them, though, but, like, I don't know, think off the top of your head what makes sense. Rain plus electric terrain. Yes, terrains can mix with weathers, too. That would increase water and electric type moves, along with thunder accuracy and stuff, right? Damn it. Oh, why am I so burpy? And then at the same time, I almost forgot about this. Last second, I had to add this. I was like, oh, right, Solar Beam and Solar Blade are affected by sun, too. Do they get affected by air to air? It's like like really hot, like not humidity, but like it's hot. It's desert levels of hot, but I didn't want it to affect ground types or rock types. And then yeah, would it weaken Solar Beam and Solar Blade? Because that's why like water and grass moves are weakened. Like grass shrivels up because too much sun and not enough water, nutrients and stuff. And then obviously water dehydrates, turns to So I wasn't sure if... So yeah, they get weakened, but at the same time, would that weaken Solar Beam and Solar Blade? I'm not sure. Or do they grow stronger? And would they still keep their cooldown from sun? Or do they turn into fire-type moves? Which is also a possibility, I guess. Maybe. Oh, that'd be... Oh my god, that might make grass types a little scary. A Venusaur uses a fire-type Solar Beam. Oh my god. That might get a little scary. Oh no. Especially if they're fighting a bug type. Oh no. You throw out a Meganium who's weak to Heracross who's like, hi, you can't kill me. And then fire type Solar Beam. Oh god, out of my fire. Oh god, anyways. And then its new ability that I made is called Blazing Bond, of which gives the user stab damage to fly moves and gives it the levitate stats, basically giving it the third typing of flying type, because I didn't put that... Damn it, I didn't put that here in the list. Bond, I probably glossed over it, or I'm mentioning it now, but yes, Bond Charizard is Dragon Fire type, just like Charizard X, but in a sense, it's still technically a flying type like Charizard and Charizard Y in its ability. And it's still capable of quote-unquote flight, unlike Charizard X, because of its ability. And then it also gives the user a plus 30% damage to the user's attacks based on the highest stat moves. For example, I have an Adamant Charizard, which is the perfect nature for Charizard X, because it boosts physical attack and weakens special attack. That's my boy. That's Blaze, my boy from Fire Red version, and that I've transferred all the way up to X and Y. And it just happened to have the perfect nature. I didn't farm for that. I've had him since forever. Since Diamond. I played Diamond, then I backtracked to Fire Red, and then I transferred him up to Diamond and Platinum, and then all the way to X and Y. But yeah, he's my boy. So yeah, in his case, in Blaze's case, Blazing Bond would shoot his physical attack through the roof, basically. I wasn't sure if I should do plus 30% like Tough Claws, or if I should do plus 40. I didn't want it to be too powerful like Strong Jaws, which is a plus 50% damage outage. Which is just... It would be way too busted, so maybe 40, or maybe I should keep it to 30. But in that case, yes, like Thunder Punch, Earthquake, not Blast Burn, Flare Blitz, etc. would just go do the same thing as Tough Claws. Or if you have a, I don't know the natures that would boost special attack, but if you have a nature that boosts special attack, and Bond Charizard's special attack is higher, then it does more damage with its Blast Burn, Solar Beam, etc., right? That moves that inflict stats get an accuracy boost by 10%, and burns become badly burns, which is basically toxic, but for burns. It does more damage over time. I've always thought about that. I was like, why isn't that a thing? That should be a thing. So I won't get into all of them now, but keep that in mind. I made upgraded versions of all the statuses to equate to poison versus toxic, badly poisoning. So yes, badly burned is basically that. It's not too much more different. I probably include it. If I forgot anything, it's included in the video. And it might activate air to air, but that also might make it too strong. I wasn't going to do this at first. That's why it's in parentheses. It's an additive because I was like, oh right, Charizard Y's ability of creating drought. Should I incorporate that? Should I? Or would that make it too strong? Which is why it's a plus 30%. Initially it was plus 40% damage, and then I was like, oh, but if I incorporate that, then I should probably weaken the ability itself. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, if you like one or which ones you like over the other and stuff. And then, for those that don't know, there's also bond attack moves in which the certain moves get upgraded when the Pokemon is bonded, much like Greninja's water shurikens get boosted damage, and they're more frequent. It's 3 to 5 hits instead of 2 to 5. So yes, Blue Blitz, which is basically an upgrade of Fire Punch, Blaze Kick upon bonding, and it's comparative to Flare Blitz. I don't know. I thought about Flare Blitz, but then I was like, maybe it can be an upgrade to Flare Blitz too? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. But I figured we should upgrade the weaker ones maybe, especially because I feel like Fire Punch and Blaze Kick are more accessible so that other Bond Pokemon could access them. So it's not exclusive to Bond Charizard, for sure. So like, if there's a Bond Greninja... Oh god, a Fire-type Bond Greninja. Hey, don't knock it. I have some weird Bond ones going forward. Well, you'll see them eventually. But Blaziken, Infernape, they're very notable Blaze Kick, Fire Punch, and Flare Blitz users too, right? So Blue Blitz, it's basically a physical form of Reshiram's Blue Flare, and it's an upgrade, it does all that stuff, blah blah blah. Saiyan Shock, of which I am going to give to my Bond Charizard. That's what's going to make it stand out from other Fire-type starters. I know this is weird because it's not a flying type, but it is a dragon type, right? I don't know. I've just always had this feeling like my Charizard had... It's because of the Delta species back in Gen 3, I think, because I have a electric-type Charmander and Charmeleon card. But, like, I don't know. I thought it'd be cool to give it an upgrade to Thunder Punch, and you wouldn't see that out, like... Like how Venusaur and Blastoise have their own signature Bond moves, I figured this might be a way to distinguish Charizard. It doesn't have a signature Bond move, but at the same time, it doesn't have a Bond move that other fire types have, which would be because of that, and then I thought it would distinguish it. So it's got Saiyan Shock. Plus, then it's kind of like... It's kind of threading the... Not threading the needle. It's sitting on the fence between Reshiram and Zekrom in that sense, too, which was unintentional, but yeah. Basically, Thunder Punch, or... is it Thunder Kick? I also have that as a new move, because I was like, why aren't there more Elemental Kicks, or Bites, or Punches, etc.? So it upgrades to Bolt Strike for regular Pokemon, blah, 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 100 accuracy, 20% stun, for the upgrade power... Oh, wait, no, okay, so yes. Bolt Strike itself I would upgrade from 130 to 150, and then Saiyan Shock would take the place of Bolt Strike. So in my own fan game, I would make Zekrom's signature move, Bolt Strike, stronger, so that it's not negated by the existence of Saiyan Shock, right? By one Saiyan Shock. So Saiyan Shock takes its place while Bolt Strike gets a boost and upgrade to, just in general. Not just for specifically, say, a Mega or a Bond Zekrom. It's just Bolt Strike in general gets upgraded. Various moves have done that over the years. Leech Life got stupid, strong, and crazy in recent games, right? Didn't used to be that strong. And Blue Blaze is flamethrower or blast burn, probably turned into a blue flare. Because, I mean, it's fire turns blue, but at the same time, blue flare is an exclusive move. It's the equivalent to Bolt Strike for Reshiram. So I was like, why? It sucks Mega Charizard X can't learn it, and it doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I get it because Reshiram, it's its signature move. So that's initially where I started and why I made Cyan Shock. Was initially tossing their idea of around, I should have my Charizard, I should have Charizard X or Bun Charizard be capable of a blue fire attack, but I can't steal Reshiram's move from it, right? Oh, that'd be too overpowered. That'd be unfair. Oh no. So that's why I made Blue Blaze. And then I made its physical equivalent Blue Blitz, and then I was like, alright, let's make a Zekrom 1 Cyan Shock, because I like alliteration. So, that's Bun Charizard. And I guess that's it. I'm going to cut it off here. Initially, I was going to include Hydreigon in this, but evidently I've spent too much time talking, so my apologies. I'm going to cut it here. Just going to cut myself off. We'll talk about next episode, Hydreigon. And then the episode after that will be the Kanto Part 3 starters. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. Does Kanto have other starters? Oh, I don't know. They might, they may not. I don't know. Think about it for a second. But anyways, yes. That is all for now. Look forward to those two in the future. Or that one might air sooner rather than, frankly, this one, because stuff was revealed for Legend ZA, and I was like, well, they're stealing my thunder again, with just like Dragonite. Even though I had these done months ago, God, I don't want to look like I'm copying them, so I should get this out sooner. So, anyway, if that happens, you know why now. So, anyways, that's over now, though. Look forward to that. Or if you already watched it, I hope you enjoyed that as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and or evening. And until next time, whatever it is I may do, I hope to see you then. Farewell! Pokemon!